All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is yours truly, Jacques Morris, Atlanta's own shirt and tie guy. All right, so let's see here. Let's make sure. I want to make sure you can hear me, and I want to make sure you can see my screen. If you can just type in there and let me know real quick. Somebody said no screen. You should be able to see my screen. All right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, answers what? Let's see here. Okay, I can hear you. All right, so I'm coming across clearly then. Okay, excellent. Hey, Kerry, I got these little green flags up here on the chat box for some reason, my man. I don't know. I never seen those before. I don't know what that's all about. Um,
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just move to the side.
all right, cool. All right, so man, let's go ahead and rock and roll. First and foremost, I apologize. Technical difficulties do happen. I don't know what happened, but I see the vast majority of you remained, and some more individuals came on. So because of that technical difficulty, I'm going to do something else above and beyond. Well, I'm going to do something else in addition to what I had already planned to do. So let's just go ahead, hop right into it. Disclaimer. Let me just put the disclaimer out there. Again, many of you know what company I'm affiliated with. This is not that particular company-driven content. I'm going to be showing you eBay. I'm going to be showing you some other things. Income disclaimer. Your results may vary. I cannot guarantee that you will be rich. Like, I just can't guarantee it. I don't know. So, am I still sounding good? Am I still sounding good? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Very well. Okay. So, I don't want anybody going away from this webinar. Okay. You can stop typing. Saying that Jacques promised me that I was going to be a millionaire. No. And let's see, what else was I going to say? All right, yeah, okay, so the other thing was, if somebody referred you to this webinar, I need you at the end of this webinar, or before you take any type of action, to get back with the person that referred you to this webinar. Again, my goal is to over-deliver. I'm actually going to share something with you that I shared with the audience this weekend or this past weekend, rather, at the event. Hopefully that's cool with everybody. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Again, I'm going to share some content with you, and we're going to have a contest. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to write down two numbers. Okay, the first number that I need you to write down, and we're going to talk about this contest at the end of the call after we do the Q&A, but the first number I need you to write down is how many people had registered for this training when I initially came on. So I need you to write that number down on like a pen and paper or something. Write that number down. And then the second number that I want you to write down is the amount of people that registered for the training after I went out and came back on, because I had to go back through the back office or whatever. So you should have two numbers there. Again, we're going to have a contest at the end of this. It's going to be totally cool, totally cool, totally cool, totally cool, totally cool. Now, did I say get back to the person that referred you to this webinar once it's finished or during the process? Hopefully I said that. I believe I said that. I need everybody to pay very close attention to what I share with you this evening. If you need to take notes, cool. I shut down Facebook until I actually direct you to open up Facebook, which I'm going to do. Make sure that you're actively engaged. You know me if you've been on my webinars. I love to engage the audience. Make sure that you stay positive. In this world that we live in, and we all reside in the same world, there's the proverbial good versus evil. There's the proverbial positive and negative. Stay positive regardless of what happens, regardless of what anyone says or does. Stay positive. Don't let anybody destroy the character that is in you, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, let me tell you a little bit about my story, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the content that I want to deliver this evening. So, as many of you know, I'm Jacques T. Morris, Atlanta's own shirt and tie guy. And I actually started in the e-commerce last year. And it was ironic because I was more or less kind of forced into it. I really didn't want to do it at first. So initially, I entrusted somebody else to do what I should have been doing as far as taking care of my own business and learning how to drop ship. And that ended up costing me a few $1,000s. I didn't put it out there on social media. I didn't call the person out. I didn't blast anybody. Again, that's not necessary. It was something that I did. And as a result of a decision that I made, I had to essentially suffer the repercussions. For every action, there's an equal or greater reaction. It is what it is. And so hopefully you learned something from that. I notice a lot of times when individuals are experiencing difficulty in their business, first thing they want to do is blast it on Facebook. I'm feeling annoyed. Really? Who's not annoyed? I mean, think about it. It's life. Everybody's annoyed at one point or another. Nobody wants to come to your pity party. You can throw it all day long, but hey, nobody wants to come. So stay positive. Don't let anybody tear you down. So going back to my story, I started learning how to drop ship, and then I ran into some issues with PayPal and eBay. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't follow the train. I just got out there and willied and dillied and did what I wanted to do. Then I got that straightened out. I got laser focused, became a power seller in about 2.5 months. And actually set a goal to be able to list either 10,000 items or $1 million in merchandise. That's the goal that I set. Currently, my limits are $760,000 in merchandise or 3,500 items. So I'm pretty close on one end, and then I still got a ways to go on the other end, and I'm going to keep calling eBay. And I'm going to share with you, again, something that I shared with the audience last Saturday, something that should help all of you out, because the bottom line is you have to get these listings up. You have to get these listings up. And for many of us, when it comes to getting these listings up, we're challenged in a number of different ways. I'm an individual that seeks solutions. That's the bottom line. I seek solutions. So again, that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. So we can take that off. Did I say, get back to the person that referred you to this webinar? I'm going to say that continuously because I know that some people, they don't like to follow directions. So let's go ahead and get into the content that I wanted to share with you this evening. But before I actually share the content, let me ask a question, and I would greatly appreciate your answer. And that question is, what are some challenges outside, and please don't say I'm not making enough sales, because we all could say that. Like literally, we could. I'm not making enough sales. Outside of not making enough sales, what are some challenges that you personally face in your eBay e-commerce business? So I'll give you a second. Okay, I see finding items to sell. I see eBay limits. Okay, stop right there for me. Stop right there. All right, I seen finding items to sell, finding items, and I seen eBay limits. Somebody would have to put PayPal jail. I keep telling everybody PayPal doesn't have a jail. Neither does eBay. It's called the New Seller Program, and you must graduate from it. Okay? That's like saying, hey, when I went to public school, I had to do 12 years of jail. No. I had to go through the public system jail. No. Okay. All right. So, okay, finding items, eBay limits. Let's see. Hey, ADD. Okay, all right. Stop typing. Stop typing, please. Please stop typing. Okay, there's a good one right there. The amount of time that it takes to list. All right, so I got 3 of them. Amount of time. So here are 3 of the challenges that I picked out. Finding items to list, eBay limits, and the amount of time that it takes. Now, what I'm going to endeavor to do is provide you a solution to all 3 of those tonight. Would that be okay with you if I can provide you a solution to finding items, your eBay limits, and the amount of time that it takes? If that's okay with you, type in yes for me. Okay, I hear jaw dropping. Absolutely. Again, it's essential that we listen and follow directions. There we go. There we go. Okay, the yeses are flying through the chat. Okay, we can stop typing now. We can stop typing now. All right, so first things first. Let me just go ahead and pull up eBay, which is already up. This should be, all right, that's my test account. Okay, very well. So let's pull up eBay. Let's go ahead and pull up Amazon. And as many of you know, I also use something that's called Title Builder. See if titlebuilder.com. Now, one thing that I didn't do, and I'll talk about it here in just a second, I didn't pull up Jing, which is something that I typically use. And I didn't pull that up because I'm just going to be straightforward with you. I don't know what's going on with the computer. So the less items I have running in the background, the better it's going to be. So, okay, what I want to happen here, and let me pull up this little notepad. Somebody type in me a keyword that you would like for me to research. Just type in any keyword. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, I see dog, I see ottoman, money, storage, basketball. Okay, all right, stop for me. All right, stop for me. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. STOP. Red light. Red light. Okay, stop. All right. A person typed in bouncer. Could the person that typed in bouncer give me one or two more keywords to go with that? You know, be a little bit more specific for me. Somebody typed in bouncer. Just type in another keyword or two. And again, if I didn't already say it, okay, all right, there we go. Okay, stop. Okay, inflatable bouncer house. Okay, cool. So make sure you stay to the end of this webinar. Like literally, just make sure you stay to the end because man, we're just gonna have some fun. All right, so inflatable bouncer house. Let's go ahead and jump over here to Amazon. Okay. All right, Amazon Smiles. I don't know what that's about. All right, so inflatable bouncer house. All right, there we go. Now, a lot of individuals, somebody said scandal night. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and crack since somebody put it in there. If it's scandal night, are we getting paid to watch scandal? No, we're not getting paid to watch scandal. You'll be able to create your own scandal once you get this eBay business down pat. How about that? You'll be the star of scandal. All right, so let's move on. So, all right, here's what we have. We have the inflatable bouncer houses. So, there's a number of these that are here on the page. Let me see if I can move this out the way real quick. Okay. All right, so we have a number of different bounce houses on the page. Here we go, right there. Cool, cool, cool. And we have like at least 3 pages of bounce houses. Let's see how many came up here. So that's one of 16. So we have 778 bounce houses. So, and looking at these, you probably would think, okay, well, which one do I want to list? And I've said it and said it again, and I'll say it and say it again. If you don't list it, you can't sell it. It's literally that simple. And something that I want you to appreciate, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and write this down. Every hot product that is being sold on eBay or Amazon had to start somewhere. And trust me when I tell you, 9 times out of 10, it didn't start off hot. Let me repeat that. Every hot product that is selling on Amazon or eBay had to start off somewhere, and more than likely, it wasn't a hot product. Now, some of you may have got that. Some of you may not have gotten that. But if that made sense to you, type in sense. S-E-N-S-E-E. Sense. Okay. Excellent. Okay. That made sense. And what I find that happens a lot of times, okay, you can stop typing, is that people get caught up on what to list. What to list. What do I list? Ladies and gentlemen, there are millions up on top of millions of products. If you don't list it, you can't sell it. Stop overthinking the process and just get the listings up. And then observe the views and the watchers. That's the only way you're going to be able to effectively make an analytical assessment of your business. You have to have some type of results. So stop thinking and start taking more action. Now, somebody typed in the chat saying that, you can't list these particular bounce houses. I don't know. One thing I will say is that I personally sold one of these. And again, so I don't know. But anyway, let's move on and understand that this is for illustration purposes here. So let's go ahead and click on this little thing here. All right, I just clicked on that button, Easy ASIN shortcut. I don't know if you can see this, but when I scrolled down to the bottom of the screen, it said that there were 16 items that were listed on the page. Well, guess what? Just by the click of a button, ladies and gentlemen, I just pulled up all the ASIN numbers for all 16 of those items. Let me click this other button, select ASINs, and then I'll just simply right click, I'll copy, I'll paste them in here. There's all your product research. Let me ask the question. Was that pretty cool? If that was cool, type in cool. C-O-O-L. That was pretty cool. You don't think that was cool? All right, very well. You can stop typing. Now, the cool thing about this is, all right, there's 16. Now let's go to the next page here. Let me shut this little window. There's the Easy SIN. Go to page number 2. And let's just say I wanted to, list all of these bounce houses on here. So I would just simply come over here and I click this button, click to pull ASINs. You see that number went up to 32. So it pulled all the ASINs from this particular page. Now, here's something that I want to help you to appreciate. What happens to a lot of us is we go over to eBay and we're looking for all these little nuances. We're looking at prices. We're going back and forth from Amazon to eBay. We're trying to find something to undercut. We're trying to decide on views, trying to decide on watchers. And again, there's various techniques. I'm not knocking any technique. I'm not knocking it. What I am saying, though, is that you, or the majority of us, because I don't know your personal circumstances, the majority of us need to compress time. And so what you can do here is actually focus on a very specific niche. If there's 18, 20 million plus items on Amazon, and you have something where you can come and click a button and simply pull the information or pull the ASIN numbers, and granted, again, we'll get to all that here in just a second, that's going to save you an extraordinary amount of time. Because if only a certain percentage of your items that you list are going to sell anyway, then it's going to be advantageous for you to get up as many listings as possible as quickly as possible. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me ask the question real quick. What percentage of your listings would you sell or do you sell on average? Is it 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%? The highest I've ever heard is 40%. Okay, so I'm seeing 20, I'm seeing 1, 2, I'm seeing 5, I'm seeing 20, 13, 10, 8, 5. Somebody's being facetious by typing in 205. All right, 25, 5, 10, 15. Okay, all right, you can stop typing. I just gave you the numbers. And I would say, based on the numbers that were shared, the realistic numbers, I would say on average, people are selling about 15% of their items. That's what they're selling. So people are selling 15% of their items. So that means that 85% of, and again, I'm just going on what you share with me, 85% of your items are not selling. 85% of them. So if you're spending all your time doing a ton of research, trying to figure out what's selling, trying to do all this little pretty stuff to your listings and just going through all these additional steps, and 85% of your listings are not selling, what does that tell you? Somebody type that in the chat box. What is that telling you? If only 15% of your items are selling on average, based on the numbers that you gave me, 85% are not, and you're spending all your time trying to find items to list, what is it? Thank you. Wasting time, not being as productive as possible. Thank you. Now, you don't have to type anymore. I'm a realist, ladies and gentlemen. I have a wife and 3 kids. Time is very valuable to me. Time should be very valuable to each and every one of you. Why? And sadly enough, I wasted 30 minutes of your time. But I'm going to make that up on the back end for you. But time is so valuable. Like, I could spend a whole entire webinar talking about the value of our time. Because the bottom line is that once the time goes by, we can't get it back. We're only allotted a certain amount of time to breathe. So you need to be as effective with your time as possible. You need to spend time doing your IPAs, the income producing activities, IPAs. So again, we want to help you to stop wasting time. Your time is valuable. It is insanely valuable. So let me go ahead and clear the ASINs. And what I want to do, somebody else give me a, well, let's see here. Let's type in, okay, somebody typed in, and earlier they said Ottoman. All right, let me go here to Ottoman. And understand that, when you come to Amazon and you do this particular research, you can click this button. You can say Prime eligible. Okay, so then now, if you've been on my trainings, I will list the item whether it's Prime or not. Like, that's just what I do. And I don't have any problem sharing that with anybody. I don't care. I'm just going to list the stuff. And I'm going to show you something here in just a minute that is, well, I'm not going to say it's going to blow you away, but I'm just going to show it to you. So you can segment it by average customer reviews. Okay, if we want 4 stars and up, looks like there's 530 right there. So here, I just did it that way. So results, 531. Let's see how long it takes me to pull 100 items out of this particular niche. So let's go ahead and pull All right, there's 24. Let's scroll down. Let's go to page 2. Let's go ahead and pull. All right, page. Uh-oh, I need to let the page load. Let me see. All right. Okay, there we go. There's 48. I remember I learned that last time. Here's page 3. All right, we'll get a second to load, and let's go ahead and pull. There's 72. And let's go to page 4. Get a second to load. And remember, these are all Amazon Prime. Pull. Okay, there's 96. And, just for kicks, let's go ahead and go to page 5. And we'll click pull. 120 items. How long did it take me to just pull 120 ASIN numbers? Somebody give me that. How long did it take me to pull 120 ASIN numbers? Less than a minute. Exactly. Somebody said 35 seconds, 45 seconds. It took less than a minute. Less than a minute. Let me just ask you a question. Do you think easy ASIN could save you some time? Do you think that will give you time to do more listings versus doing all the product research? Okay, I'm seeing yes, yes, yes. Heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. Hex to the yeah, yeah. All right, so let's move on. Now, okay, all right. So let me just take those off right there. All right, let me go ahead. I'm not going to highlight all of these, but let me just grab one of these ASIN numbers. Okay. And again, we're actually going to go on. Well, before we even get into listing, let me just go ahead and show you this here. So back on January the 3rd, I don't know how many of you were actually on that particular webinar, but I did a webinar, eBay Listing Live. 60 minutes of eBay Listing Live with Jacques. So on that particular webinar, I listed 5 items. Now I talked through the whole process so that way the audience could hear exactly what I'm thinking when I'm listing. The rationale, like, hey, look at this item, look at this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And we're going to go ahead and go to my eBay. Because what I want people to understand is that I just don't say, hey, do this or do that. Or I just don't say, well, man, this sounds like a good idea. But I actually test and I do it or I practice it and then I share it. And of course, it has to work. So let me go here. This was one of the items I listed on that webinar. This was one of the items. And then as you look into the sold category, here's the item right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a message from our sponsors. What in the world? Ah, man. Okay, so I understand what's going on with my computer now. Oh, man. Okay. All righty. I understand exactly what's going on. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, let me just go back to eBay. Give me a second here. All right, let's go here to sold. And let's just go ahead and click on this. All right, so on that particular webinar, I listed this item live. I told exactly what I do with the pictures. I named, I did the pictures with the keywords. I did the title. I did the description down here. I did it all. Did it all. And if you notice here, like, excuse me. Yeah, so I literally did it all. I showed the whole process of what I do, what I go through. And this was back on January the 3rd. This item sold. So does Jacques practice what he preach, or better yet, what he teaches? Does Jacques, follow the same process? Yes, because that would be futile for me to teach something and not do it myself. So this was pretty cool, and this is actually the second time that has happened where I listed an item live on a webinar and it sold. So, I was super, super hyped about this. Now, this is what I'm going to share with you, and this right here is going to blow you away. Guess what? Well, better yet, before I tell you, when people ask me, I'm going to see how well you know it. When people ask me, Jacques, what do you use to track your items? What is my typical response? If somebody could type that in the chat box. Jacques, what do you use to track your items? If somebody could type in Jacques' typical response. Okay, right there. Robin hit it. Stop. And Todd hit it too. He said, I don't. And they said, you don't. I don't track items. I just list stuff. I don't worry about stock outs. I don't become overly concerned about things that I can't control, because my mindset and attitude is where there is a will, there is a way. Last Saturday from the stage, I actually shared one experience with individuals. Today, this evening, I'm going to share another experience with you. This particular coat rack is no longer in stock. Can't find it anywhere. But you know what? I still shipped it to the customer. Now you're probably saying, how in the world did you ship something to the customer that's out of stock, probably discontinued, and you can't find it anywhere else? Ladies and gentlemen, I sold one that looked similar to it. That's all I did. Get creative. This product was delivered days ago. Do you think I've heard anything back from the customer? Nope. Happy customer. Customer wanted a coat rack that looked a particular way. I shipped them one that looked similar. Now, some of you may not have the resolve. You may not have the nerve. You may not have the fortitude to do that. But stop panicking. When something is stock out, stop stop it. Because worrying about it is not going to solve the issue. It's not. You got to think. You got to think. You got to think. Think outside the box. Stop being boxed up in your own thought processes. So, anyway, all right. A lot of you are asking questions. There's going to be time at the end for Q&A. Right now, I'm just trying to cover the content because, again, I am behind. So I have to compress time. So I wanted to share that with you. Now we're going to just get into listing here. So I already grabbed the ASIN number and I already have Title Builder up. I have Amazon. At this point, I don't even need Amazon anymore. I can just shut Amazon down. So I can come over here and let's see here. Oh yeah, I got tons of things to show you. All right, so let's go in here and remember, get back to the person that referred you here. Don't go to this site. Don't do that. Just pay attention. I need you to pay attention. I need your undivided attention. So let me see here. All right, let's go here. Okay, so what I would do with my ASINs, and again, I have over there, well, I had plenty of them until I actually deleted it off there. I would come here and I would put this ASIN number in and I would click pull product info. So all the product info has been pulled here. As you can see, products tax, optional, shipping costs, optional, whatever you want to do. Like it's a built-in calculator. Desired profit margin, it has $10. Well, if I want to make 20, I just type in a 2, click over there, the price changes here. Seller fees, we have it set up at default for $24.58. A final listing price, $154.57. For those that don't like to do math or that are challenged mathematically, everything that you need as far as a pricing calculator is already built in there. Now, you know me, and if you've seen me list, I don't use any of this. I just list what I think somebody will pay for or what I think it's worth. So let's go over here to Title Builder real quick, and we're just going to type in, I think it was Brown. We're going to type in Brown Ottoman, and we're going to hit Enter. And okay, that looks kind of similar to the one that was here. I'll highlight those keywords. I'll copy them. I'll come here. I'll just pop them in there. Boom. That's good to go. And there's the title, and again, this is the one that was pulled from Amazon. I would obviously make some adjustments here. You already have these keywords. So convenience concepts. Nope, I wouldn't say that. I would say Brown. Okay, let me take this off here. And I'm going to take that out. So I would type in Brown Ottoman, Sheridan Fox leather storage bench with 2 sides. I would say I would leave it to. We'll leave it to 2 side concept. So storage table, coffee footstool. Footstool sounds good. So footstool, and then for the sake of time, again, we could put new or we could put tray. Seeing as though that's a word up here, we could put new, whatever we want to put there. As you can see here, the character count. This is structured exactly like eBay. Now, down here in the description, you can add or take away information just depending on what you want to do. Again, it is your choice. Typically, what I'll do is Brown Ottoman Concepts. I would copy that right there and probably post it in here. Brown Ottoman Concept provides, all right, loads of storage, blah, 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 blah. And then you can make an adjustment to these bullet points here if you want, so that way your listing and your information is not exactly the same as somebody that is also listing on eBay. So Here, you can, if you have a custom terms and conditions, you can put that in there, or you can put any additional information that you want in this particular box. You click submit details. All right, so here you have the opportunity to use a number of templates if you want. You can click this button and put a YouTube video in there, and that will go right here in the middle of the page. You don't have to have the YouTube video. Copy protection is turned on. I'm actually going to show you that here in just a second, what that's all about. There's your terms and conditions. There's a long term and condition. There's a short terms and conditions. There's none. Again, if you want to put your own, it really just depends on what you want to do. So hopefully you can begin to see here, we've started to compress time by taking a lot of the steps that you would normally take anyway and putting them in one central location. So as you can notice, very professional looking listing. Only one in stock order today. Well, if you don't want that show in stock quantity, you can unclick that box there. It takes it off. Again, whatever you want to do. Related search terms. Again, this has been verified via eBay. Verified via eBay that it's okay to put related search terms in there. I just did a video, and it's actually going to be going inside of Dropship Mobile, where I explain in in-depth detail what keyword spamming is based on a single keyword that is overly or excessively used, and keyword spamming with unrelated keywords. And I also go in depth as far as the white keywords. All of that is content that is getting ready to be uploaded tonight into Dropship Mobile. So again, here, there's all your information. Now you can scroll down here, click submit details, and there's your title, there's your description, yada yada yada. Now here's the cool thing. Here's your images also. Now normally at this point, because I personally use Gene, you can do whatever you want with these images. You can right click them, save image. You can run them through any type of tool that is going to remove the imagery. Again, you can run them through any type of tool that is going to remove the imagery. That's your choice as to what you want to do with these particular images. But there they are. They're pulled over from Amazon. Again, they're all in one central location, so that way we're compressing time. We're compressing steps. Now, I don't know if any of you know about track and field, but the difference between a 9.20 and a 9.25 is 5/100ths of a second. That could be the difference between a gold medal, a silver medal, and a bronze medal, or someone not medaling. When you compress time, you have to think over it. You have to think about it through the long duration or over the course of time. I'm about saving time. I don't know about anybody else. So I'm not going to take the picture of these particular images because, again, I don't have Gene pulled up. But normally what I would do, I would pull Gene up, I would square it away, and there's space in there, so that way you can make the item at least 500 by 500, which is what is required by eBay. If it's not 500 by 500, you will get an error message, and you'll have to redo that particular image. So let's come over here to eBay, and what I would do is just simply I type in brown ottoman. That's what I do. And, if this is it right here, I just click on this. Again, I don't care what nobody else is selling. I don't care what's being watched. I don't care about their prices. I'm just going to come here. I'm going to click sell now. All right, so I already have my title, so I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to click in there. It's going to automatically highlight for me. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to paste it in. There we go. All right, right here, I would obviously put my pictures in. So I will actually, let me see here. Let me just go ahead and download this particular picture so that way I can make this listing go. That way the listing will go through. So save image. All right, let's call this a brown ottoman. And again, I'm just doing this for illustration purposes. So let's come here and we'll go ahead and select the photo. All right, brown ottoman. And again, just make sure you sit tight and relax because I got something super, super cool for everybody. All right, so cool. There that is, or there it is. Now here, it's up to you with regards to what you want to put in here. According to eBay, and this is when I went to eBay Live and I talked to the man himself, Mr. Bill McGrath. He informed us that, the more this you have filled out, the better. Again, myself personally, I don't take a lot of time or spend a lot of time on this particular area when I'm doing my listings initially. because I want to get listings up. I want to see what's hot, what's not. I want to see what's going to get traffic to it and what's not. So I would come down here, click in the box. I click on this button, HTML. I come back over here. I click in this box. It's going to highlight everything for me. I will copy it. Come back here to HTML, paste it. Okay, then I click back over to standard, and there it is. Okay, it's all there. So here we'll just put the price. I'm just going to say $197. You know, because that's just what I want to price it at. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what anybody else does. That's what I want to price it at. And then I come down here, and this all should be set. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, we'll just leave it at 14 days. Again, for the sake of illustration, I'm going to click continue. All right, I'm going to come here. I'm going to say list item. And then it's going to tell me, obviously, that my item is live. So let's go ahead and click on this. And we're going to take a look at this. So here, I'm actually, and I know you guys can't see my finger, but I'm trying to left click and come in here and search the description. Let me show you. See, I can left click up here on the title, but I can't left click on the description. Why? Because inside of this particular program, when I clicked on copy protection, that makes it where nobody can copy your descriptions and search your items. They just can't do it. Everything is protected in your description. That's copy protection. Because here's the bottom line. We're all drop shippers, right? We all do stuff on eBay. And unfortunately, what happens is, you know, the weak feast on the weak. You know, you come across somebody with 25 feedback and a yellow star, and you go in there searching their items. I don't do that. You know, well, when I used to search that way, I look for the big boys to try to research. But now I don't even bother with that. I'm just going over to list items. Like, I'm going to Amazon. I'm going to get my ASIN numbers. I'm going to put up items. So again, copy protection. Cool. Who thinks it's pretty cool that somebody can't copy your descriptions? If you think that's cool, type in cool for me. They can't copy your descriptions. Man, you can put your stuff up and just rock and roll and not even worry about it. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's funny here. All right, you can stop typing. When we were at the event last Saturday, one of our trainers was actually doing a training. And they came across somebody's listing, and I recognized the listing, but the person didn't have copy protection turned on. So the trainer was able to copy their description and, you know, keep on going through the training. So what we decided to do was make copy protection a default setting. If you don't want to use copy protection, that's all right with us, ladies and gentlemen. It is all right. All right, so that's that. You know, again, this compresses time. Beautiful image, got your title, got your price, good to go. So we've actually already addressed two of the issues that you said. You said number one, you said finding items. Said number two, the amount of time. Trust me when I tell you that once you use this, if you decide to, listing on eBay will not be the same. And I'm going to prove it to you because I'm all about the numbers. But there was another issue somebody said. They said eBay limits. So let me share with you eBay limits. This is something that I shared with our audience last week. So typically what happens is people think, let's just say your limits are 100 items or $5,000 in $5,000 in merchandise. And normally this is what, you know, somebody that has any type of history with eBay, these are their limits. Well, you think, or some of us think, that you have to list 99 to 100 items. You don't have to do that. Let's just say you have 50 items listed. All right, and let's say you have $2,500 in merchandise. Now, here's where I need you to stay with me. Every 30 days, call eBay and get your limits raised. Mark it on a calendar. You need to call eBay every 30 days like you wake up in the morning and you breathe. Call eBay every 30 days and request those limits to be raised. If they deny you, so what? It doesn't matter. Just keep it moving, but call every 30 days. So let's say you're at your 30th day. Now, you would typically look at this and you would say, well, man, I don't have my limits maxed out. So I'm not going to call. I'll call next month when my limits are maxed out. Well, next month, you're probably not going to max them out because you didn't max them out this month. So what can you do? Ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is go into one of your items, just go into one of them, and instead of it being a quantity of 1, make it a quantity of 49. You already have 50 items listed, so 49 plus 50 equals 99 items. See, it's not a one-by-one scale. When I called eBay, I talked to them, and they said that here's what determines how you get your limits raised. You need to be utilizing 80% of your limits, of your current limits. It didn't say you have to have 80 items out of 100 listed. It said you needed to be utilizing 80% of your current listing limits. So we got the items taken care of. And the reason I know this works, and I'll share a story with you. All right, so 2,500. Let's just say, for what it's worth, that all your items were at $100. You know, all your items were at $100. So you got a 5,000 limit. You could come in and adjust one of the items, and you could like literally make, let's see, on the quantity that's 49, you can make the item, instead of it being like $100, you can make it $200 or something like that, or you can make it $300. But and trust me, eBay will let you know if you've actually made it too much. So you raise the quantity on one of the items, and you also raise the amount that it costs. Is that making sense to anybody? If that makes sense, type in "makes sense" for me. Type in "makes sense." Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Okay, all right, cool. Somebody said no. Again, I don't know if they were being funny or what, but you know. So listen to me again, because I want to make sure you get this. When you call eBay every 30 days, you need to be utilizing at least 80% of your current listing limits. That does not mean on a one-by-one scale, meaning if you got one item, it has to cost $100. You can have one item, but it can have a quantity of 50 or 100 or whatever quantity you need to max out those items that you can list. Because whatever quantity you put in, that counts against your listing limit. Whatever dollar amount you put in on quantities, that counts against your listing limits. You can call every 30 days and do this. And literally, I've gone from 0 to over $750,000 doing this. Now, how do I know it works? How do I know it works exactly like this? Because one time I called in and I didn't adjust my items, but I adjusted the dollar amount. And so they raised my dollar amount and they didn't raise my items. They said, well, you need to be utilizing at least 80%. That's why there's a discrepancy, and I can list 3,500 items or $760,000 worth of merchandise. See, when I call into eBay, I ask questions. I talk to eBay. I get feedback because I want to understand, how does eBay work? What are they looking for? When I call into eBay, I let them know I'm a drop shipper. They have it all up and down my file that I use, Amazon and some other suppliers, all in my file. They say, hey, Mr. Morris, you still utilizing Amazon? Yep. You still selling such and such, such and such? Yep. Everything's looking pretty good. Give us just a second. Hold on, we'll be right back. All right, Mr. Morris, this is what we were able to do. We were able to increase your limits, blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's all I do, regardless of what I sell or don't sell. Very simple. Because again, when I set my intentions, I knew what I wanted to do with my eBay business. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. Some of us become so preoccupied with trying to make a buck that we end up getting stuck. How many, I'm not even going to ask how many of you are stuck, but I know because I observe what you write on Facebook, on social media, and I listen to what you say if you speak to me. And then when you private message me a novel, yeah, some of you do private message me a novel, and I read your novels because I'm a very caring gentleman. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're stuck. I know this. You're stuck. And I'm trying to help you get unstuck because there's so much opportunity out here that, ladies and gentlemen, this can change your life. This e-commerce can change your life, regardless if a company is here or not here. You have the knowledge, and the knowledge is powerful, and I'm trying to empower you from a mental perspective to just go out and do it. Make it happen. Stop making excuses. Get unstuck so that way you can cha-ching. All right, so let me just ask the question real quick. So far, what I've shared with you, has this been valuable? Has this been valuable? If it's been valuable, type in value for me. Type in value for me. All right, and again, I see most people are still rocking with me on this particular webinar. So at this point, let me just do something real quick, because you know what? I'm all about engagement. I'm all about social proof, and I'm getting ready to share with you. Like I said, I'm not done. This guy with the shirt and tie, he's just warming up. So we're going to go over here to Facebook. We're going to go over here to Facebook, and I'm going to type a message, and I want everybody that's on this webinar to go like and comment on this particular message, because if we're going to do it, we're going to do it big. We're going to do it big. Last week in Atlanta, we did it big. That's what we did. There's Josh Jacobs. There's, come on. Okay, all right. So let me see here. All right, there's Josh Jacobs, Jacques Morris on stage getting checks. The Oreo brothers, nearly $200,000. But you know what? Our checks wasn't the biggest. Come on, people, don't inbox me. I'm trying to do something here. All right, so our checks wasn't the biggest. The individuals that had the biggest checks, ladies and gentlemen, they were ones that were really, really working this e-commerce, Amazon and eBay. And throughout 2015, I'm going to put more focus into Amazon. I'm going to put more focus into eBay. If you want to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in a year, $500,000. Becky Thames, ladies and gentlemen, made over $400,000 last year. Right before the event, I got one of Becky's products. Do you think Becky really needed me to buy her product? No. Why did I get her product? Because I'm someone that's willing to help others. If I help you, I'm sure, even if you don't help me, it's going to come back one day. I don't know when it's coming back. I really don't. But if I'm selfish and it's all about me, then it may never come back. So when you give freely. So let me go ahead and put this message on here, because I want anybody that's connected with me on Facebook, I want the world to know. I want the world to know what's being taught, what's being shared. So let me go ahead and type the message here. Is anyone finding, or should I say, is anyone finding value in what the shirt and tie guy? I just like saying that if you didn't already know. Is anyone finding value in what the shirt and tie guy is teaching this evening about e-commerce, namely eBay? So I'm about to post this on my wall. I want you to like it. I want you to comment on it. I want you to share it, because I want people to know that this, even though I'm having fun and it's like a game, ladies and gentlemen, this is your life. And contrary to popular belief, what I'm sharing is what I do. What I use is what I use. I'm in the same boat as each and every one of you. I'm right next to you, rubbing elbows. I'm digging ditches. I'm digging trenches. I'm digging tunnels. I'm creating mines because I want to know how this stuff works. If I'm going to be in it, I'm going to study it. If I'm going to study it, I'm going to produce. I can't keep all this stuff to myself, but I'm not even going to go there. So again, if you're finding value, make sure you comment. Make sure you comment. Make sure you comment. Make sure you comment. So we found the items. We resolved that. I showed you how to get your eBay limits raised every single month. Now understand that in the process of doing all of this, let's take away all of this right here. Let's just take it all away. I'm going to tell you the most important thing, and it is customer service. That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. I worked in customer service on the corporate level, on the quote-unquote executive level, dealing firsthand with regional managers, area managers, district managers, and in doing so, I've learned a ton about customer service. Be willing to take a loss. Be willing to take a loss. Be willing to pay the cost, so that way you can be the boss. Write that down. Be willing to take a loss, or be willing to pay the cost, so that way you can be the boss. you can fire your current boss and be your own boss. Woo, boy, y'all get me excited tonight. Oh man, I'm so excited. Like, hey, you guys just don't understand. I'm like super excited, super excited. All right, so let's jump back in here now. This particular, let's see here. Let me jump over to eBay. I mean, let me jump over here to Amazon real quick. All right, and okay, let's go back to Ottoman, or better yet, let's type in anything. Let's see, leather couch. Okay, let's go leather couch. Hint, hint, love to sell furniture. Get your limits high. You can sell big ticket items. Hint, 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 hint. Okay, let's go ahead and click on Easy as I Am. All right, we pulled that up. Now, I want you to notice something here. And this is pretty cool. This is actually a new feature. So come here, create a new listing. And again, I'm just going to show this because there are people that have never seen this. There are people that actually use this particular product. And remember, do not go anywhere to any website aside from where I direct you, because at the end of the call, you're going to need to get back with the person that directed you here. I want to make sure that I'm emphasizing that. So I have people on here from all walks of life, like people that know a little bit about this, people that have never seen it, people that are actually using it, people that I just said, hey, check this out. I'm doing this webinar tonight, delivering this content. So we click there. We put pull product info. I want to show you something. I'm just going to demonstrate this. Okay, cool. We come down here, submit details. All right, so we're looking here. All right, we're going to make some changes. We're going to use this template. Okay, cool. We're going to use this template. Keyword color. We're going to get funky. We're going to put it green. Okay, we're going to use background color. We're going to make that yellow. Okay, we got the border color, body font color. Man, like I said, we're going to get funky. All right, so we're going to make that red. We're going to go with short terms and conditions. We're going to leave the copy protection on. We're going to put a YouTube video in there. And, ooh, man, that is funky. All right, show in stock quantity. We're going to take that off, okay? All right, so in stock quantity is off. All right, so, boom, submit details. All right, cool. So that's that, right? Okay, let's go back over here. Let's grab another ASIN. Okay. So let's come back over here. Let's go create a new listing. Let's go ahead and pop that in there and pull product info. Pull it, cuz. All right, submit details. And take a look at this. You know those funky little settings that I set? They're still there. The YouTube video, no quantity in stock. The background color, the keyword color down here. Oh, well, I didn't put any keywords in, but if keywords would have been in there, they would have been green. So we just added a new feature here. Whatever settings you make, whatever templates you utilize, they're saved automatically for you. You don't have to click a button or anything. It just automatically saves the last settings that you have in this particular system. So if you have a particular template you like, if you have a particular way you want this set up with short-term, long-term conditions, if you have a particular keyword color, border color, background cutter, cutter, you get that right, cutter. All right, anyway, particular color, it's going to save it for you. That's going to save you time. Remember, all about compressing time. Now, who thinks this is pretty cool that this actually saves your last template? And then if you want to go back to the default, you just simply click on there and it's going to say okay, and it sets everything back up to the default. That's all you got to do. No other buttons to click. If you want to make a change, just click on one of the templates and do what you do. If you have settings that you like, just set those and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. If you think that's cool, type in cool. Look, I got cool, man, like it's cold outside, like cool in the game, flying through my chat. Type in, if you think that what I just showed you is going to save you some time, type in time, T-I-M-E. I want to know if, I'm going to save you some time. Because if I can't save you any time, and again, I don't promise any results. The reason that this tool was constructed was for two reasons. Number one, to save time. Number two, to make your listings look more professional. That was the two main reasons, because me and my business partner were like, hey, man, let's go ahead and do this, let's do that. And what we'll do is we'll put up a whole bunch of listings, we'll make a whole bunch of money, and then we'll do a whole bunch of paid advertising and marketing. Now, If I was making 20, 30 grand a month on eBay and I was showing everybody, you know, what my, and I was showing my screenshots and brag. Well, I'm not going to say bragging, but if I was sharing my social proof with you and you'd be like, John, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? And I just told you, I just keep listening. I just keep listening. And I didn't share this with you, I would be doing you an injustice, ladies and gentlemen. I would be absolutely doing you an injustice. And I'm not that type of person. So again, if I can't provide value in your life, then what's the point of me doing it? Because I can make money doing a million different things. I could go get a job, even though I don't want a job. I haven't had one in nearly 4 years. But I'm just saying, if I was just wanting to make money, I could do so much more. I have all the products that teach you how to sell on Amazon. I'm not even focused on Amazon right now. Why? Because I'm the champion of the little guy. I am the shirt and tie guy. I know the struggles that the little guy goes through. I and my team look for solutions. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't program anything. I'm almost computer illiterate. Y'all seen what happened at the beginning of the webinar, right? I don't program anything, but I do have vision. I do think outside the box. I do use this wonderful thing between the 6 inches of my 2 ears called a brain to think, to visualize, to say what if. You see, if I didn't say what if, I wouldn't be doing this webinar tonight. So shouts out to the 2 programmers, Michael Reyes and Devin Bellman, for putting this awesome tool together. Again, don't go to any websites or anything because I'm not finished. And I don't want anybody getting this tool right now. If somebody already referred you here, I want that person to be credited for their referral. So let me ask this question before I get into the other part of what I'm going to share and get to some really, really cool stuff. And again, my apologies, for it being late or whatever. But, and, I see some people have left, but you know what? If you can't stay to the end, as far as I'm concerned, you're not going to win. If you can't stay to the end, you're not going to win. Because I'm just saying. Okay, so has this been valuable content that I've shared with you this evening? If it is, type in content. Okay. Type. Okay. All right. Very well. All right. So let's do this. All right. Let's see here. All right. This is what we're going to do. All right. Let me see here. Okay. You can actually stop typing here. All right. So I'm going to tell you about eLister Pro. I'm going to tell you about Easy ASIN. I'm going to tell you about Dropship Mobile. I'm going to tell you about so much, but make sure you get back to the person that referred you here. If I find out you didn't get back to the person that referred you here, you're going to have to deal with me. And I might just wrap one of these shirt and ties around. All right. So if you know me, you know I'm totally about being transparent. I don't have anything to hide. Our company doesn't have anything to hide. Over the last 3.5, nearly 4 months, we have painstakingly put this together behind the scenes, despite rumors, despite accusations, innuendos, and all types of what I would perceive to be negative connotations, not based on facts. I've had to deal with all that, but that's okay, because I knew that if what we had here was truly of value, then the people would speak and the results would manifest themselves. And that's why, I'm coming out now this evening and saying, look, enough is enough. It's time to let the world know that we're about to change the way things are done on eBay. So what is eLister Pro? Well, better yet, how much is eLister Pro? Let me tell you how much it is. It is $19.99 a month. Again, don't go to the website. If anything, go back and get with the person that referred you here. So it's $19.99 a month. That's what it is. All those cool features that I just showed you, plus some other things that are coming for $19.99 a month. But because we have nothing to hide and we simply want to share this, you can actually do eLister Pro for $1 on a trial for 7 days. And then on the 8th day, if you don't cancel, which in the back office, we got a video telling you exactly how to cancel, because trust us, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to be a part of eLister Pro, that's fine. We have nothing against you. If you don't want to save time listing on eBay, that's fine. We have nothing against you. It's nothing personal against anyone. All right, so on the 8th day, what will happen is it will automatically bill you for $19.99, and then every 30 days afterwards until you count. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jacques Morris here in Atlanta, Georgia, the one and only shirt and tie guy. Have a great evening. Thank you again.